There's a wonderful research hospital there, and what they are actually trying to create a what's called an oxytocin provocation test, and that is they want to develop the ability to test the release of oxytocin in individuals who have brainstem injuries. So they want a gold standard of how to trigger this system. Oxytocin is really what my wife Sue works on, and she's the one who discovered the link between oxytocin and social behavior. And so what we think, this is Sue and I also agree with this, we think that the music, or let's say the technology, can trigger a release of oxytocin in a reliable way. And we are setting that up in Basel to do that. And that would then be literally uh, right now they're trying to use psychedelics, and of course, the acoustic stimulation is much, let's say, less controversial, less side effects, and even if you were interested in psychedelics, the acoustic stimulation may prepare the nervous system to be more accessible to the psychedelics.
Yeah, I love that. I also felt that when I listened to some of the music that you sent me, I also felt the effect in my system, and I think it's really powerful. So I think it's a great way to have the effect that you described. I could feel that very well.
It's quite remarkable because, people feel these rhythms percolating down their body. They feel literally rhythms of hugs. Basically, it's quite a full array of experiences. And then you also get these other bits of information like people's pelvic floors becoming more, less frozen. It's very interesting. Or a woman who had a hysterectomy saying that when she listened to the music, what she went down and basically she felt that there was something missing, but it was okay. It was like the body is getting re touch, engaged with itself, and lots of things that we're getting the feedback of people having experiences that they have never had or hadn't had in their, let's say, recent decades.
Mm. Yeah, and I also think what you spoke about now, that what we call in our work like the relaxing down into our base, and then from the base getting a sense of the land and the soil. I mean, there's so much in built in, even in our language, dualism between humans and nature. Like
Yeah.
if we are separate particles within the natural environment versus we are all biosphere. And
Yeah.
and for me, this feels like very much also a way to melt the dualism and to
Yeah.
sense of
Well, it's
infinity.
also a safe space for me to be in. That's so what I
Mhm.
mean safe space is that I always felt that there were endogenous rhythms that were shared with all forms of life. It was part of life systems. And I was always very careful about how to use the language. And so we can say that we can see these rhythms in people. Now we can entrain them back is literally a safe space. But the interesting part, and to share this with you, I can look out of my window, I can see the ocean and I can see the waves. Well, the waves have rhythms that are very similar to what's in our body.
Mhm. Mhm. Right.
We like, in a sense, floating on those rhythms. And we like rocking at that. So, we can talk about what it is, but the underlying bit is this dynamic rhythmicity in our own nervous system defines healthy feedback loops. So,
Mm. Exactly, exactly. And how
so
long
we
evolutionary wise have we watched waves come in?